PMS, pregnancy, menopause. Being a woman is a lot. Ollie supports you and yours with expert solutions for every age and life stage. They just launched 2 new products exclusively at Walmart. Period Hero combats bloat, mood swings, and more during PMS. And Balance Perimeno to support hormonal balance, mood, and metabolism during perimenopause. Grab yours at ollie.com.
Ollie!
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The Other Side of Midnight.
77 WABC.
Local Spotlight.
And good morning. Stating the obvious, there needs to be more charter schools, privately managed, publicly taxpayer-funded schools, which are enormously popular with parents for their rigor. So that's the easy part. We need more charter schools. This is a debate that has gone on and on for years. Some progress, but not nearly enough. Why not enough charter schools? Now, the hard part. Massive opposition from the teachers union, the UFT, and traditional public school educators. Kids in charter schools often go to college. They're often first generational, the first one in their families to ever attend college. Charter schools are benefiting the children. They save lives. They change the entire trajectory for a family. Most charter schools have a longer school day and school year than the traditional public schools, and studies show their students outperform their peers on standardized math and English exams. The head of a board that gives out state charter school licenses says Governor Kathy Hochul and the legislature should lift the cap on the number of city charters next year so that Big Apple students can succeed. Who can make an argument against that unless politics are involved? To be continued.
ChatGPT Plus is free for college students through May. Here's the thing. You've got a lot to do between now and then. Studying for finals, writing papers, trying to keep your life on track. And ChatGPT can help with all of it. It can quiz you for your econ exam, make a study guide from your French notes, plan out your meals and study breaks. It can get really specific on how you like to learn. It can even help you come up with ways to stop procrastinating. So from now until summer break, take advantage of all the ways ChatGPT can make your life easier. Restrictions apply.
The Other Side of Midnight.
77 WABC.
Local Spotlight.
And good morning. Better safe than sorry. The NYPD ramping up security for tonight's New Year's Eve in Times Square, despite no credible threats. That's a good thing. This from Channel 7, WABC TV.
Well, the countdown to 2025 now in the final hours, and before we ring in the new year, hundreds of thousands of people will be packing into Times Square.
Look at that. Not a lot of room. The NYPD and city officials are on high alert, as always, making sure they know exactly how to keep everyone safe.
More than 1 million people are expected to ring in 2025 in Times Square. And again, the NYPD says there are no specific credible threats to the celebration. The city's new police commissioner, Jessica Tisch, says the security plan has been, quote, calibrated to account for the Christmas market attack in Germany. For example, sanitation trucks will be positioned at intersections to prevent vehicle ramming as they have been in years past. The commissioner says the public can expect to see a tremendous amount of police resources. So, of course, that includes uniform and plainclothes officers, K-9 teams, helicopters, and boats. According to the commissioner, there will be pickpocket teams and officers paying particular attention to area hotels and limits on backpacks, umbrellas, and booze. To be continued.
Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
The Other Side of Midnight.
77 WNBC.
Local Spotlight.
The ball is going to drop in Times Square an hours from now to welcome in the new year. Good riddance. Out with the old 2024. Could it be any worse? And in with the new. With the swearing in of Donald Trump as our 47th president at 2 o'clock on January 20th, it's shaping up to be the coldest in a decade throughout the United States as the polar vortex dips south across the eastern half of the United States, shocking a nation that because of global warming and climate change has barely seen snow in some quarters, and at times you're out there wearing a T-shirt in the middle of February. It's gonna get cold out there, say the meteorologists. The hawk will be talking. Based on the latest long-range data, this January has the potential to be the coldest since 2014. Shiver me timbers. Temperatures are expected to begin dropping from the Rocky Mountains to the East Coast around Thursday, but the real plunge will set in sometime between 7 and 14 days from now. You're going to have to put on 3 pairs of winter underwear, especially with the flaps in the back. The plunge will bring wind chills across the Midwest, dipping below zero. Exceptionally cold temperatures down to 20 degrees, below average in some places, and freezing conditions settling in as far south as the Gulf Coast and even into the state you all escape when it gets so cold, Florida, where yesterday Sid Rosenberg said it was 81 degrees as he was going to the beach. So you're going to get stuck in rain in a few hours. It's going to pour down. Just be grateful it's rain. They won't let you have an umbrella in Times Square. How the hell are you going to be standing there for hours just getting wet? But you will. But just imagine, in a few weeks from then, you might have to be out there shoveling 8, 9, 10 foot of snow. An old-style winter is soon to come your way. The hawk is talking.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injury is an additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
The Other Side of Midnight.
77 WNBC.
Local Spotlight.
How many times you loved as a kid and even as an adult and in your latter years to have a nice box of graham crackers, either with tea or coffee, whiling around the days and nights. Well, guess what? You need to go to Google and see why graham crackers were originally invented. This is something that just when I found out about it, I said, holy, jump up and sit down. It's all about the libido. Apparently, a Presbyterian minister decided instead of my remedy to soothe this savage beast, to make men flaccid instead of turgid, decided to cure it once and for all by getting people to eat graham crackers, especially men. Graham crackers were invented by Sylvester Graham, a puritanical 19th century minister, in an attempt to tamper the carnal desire for sex. He believed that caused everything from headaches to insanity. My remedy is saltpeter. His is graham crackers. But instead of simply preaching abstinence, Graham created something else entirely in hopes of quenching people's sexual appetite and curing them, a bland cracker-like snack. Graham rose to prominence in the Presbyterian Church because he said abstinence is the cure. Now just imagine it. His crusade was his most fervent cause, as he claimed the act could inflame the brain more than natural arousal and even lead to insanity. He was on a strong anti-masturbation crusade. If you're eating meat, you're acting like an animal, and you should avoid these types of primal instincts, like the urge to merge, to have sex. He created the vegetarian crusade. He believed food played a critical role in tempering sex desires and argued that food like meat, coffee, and spices excited your carnal urges. So he began promoting an unexciting whole grain diet to purify the body. The Crusader even launched one of America's first vegetarian movements, urging followers to swear off meat entirely, believing that wholesome, simple food would foster a healthy, chaste life, and you could put your rocket in your pocket and cure the savage beast that laid internally within each and every male in the species known as humankind.
Plan on flying? It's time to upgrade to a Real ID. Because in order to board domestic flights, your driver's license or state-issued ID must be a Real ID, or you'll need another acceptable form of identification. So don't wait. Find out how to get your Real ID at tsa.gov/Real ID. That's tsa.gov/Real ID. Or visit your local DMV. And then you'll be cleared for takeoff.